Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. So glad you're here today. Now today I'm going to show you the Cuckoo Cottage from Spellbinders and the add-on pieces that go with it. This Cuckoo Cottage has 25 cutting dies, and this is your base set that you need for all the other sets. Now you wouldn't need to get anything. You could just get this one and you're going to have a fun cuckoo clock with a bird and a couple of people, and all of the fun elements of the clock are included in here. The pendulum, you can make the pendulum swing back and forth if you want on your card base, and you can add different dangly pieces from the clock if you want to do that. Now I've actually got all of them, and this is the harvest time add-on that goes with it. It has 17 cutting dies, and I guess I didn't print the sheet out for it. So you've got leaves, and you've got squirrels, and you've got acorns, and you've got mushrooms, and you've even got a gnome. You've got some leaves and some branches, and here's your little gnome and the little gnome decorative pieces. Very cute, super cute. And that would be so that you could have a harvest time cuckoo clock. And then in addition to that, you've got the Halloween TikTok. And this, you've got your cat, you've got, a bat element that you have spiders and a skull and ghost, and you've got a broom, and you've got a witch's hat, and just all of these little cute pieces. Now, with the witch's hat, there are a couple of people that come in the Cuckoo Cottage set, and so you could put the witch's hat on one of the little people, and I'm going to show you in here. I think I showed you the little person. I was trying to show the little person that the hat would go on. And you've got a pumpkin, and there are 17 cutting dies for this one. And then there is the Chiming Christmas, and the Chiming Christmas has the penguin and the snowman and the deer. I'm kind of out of frame here. You've got a Christmas tree, you've got some snow, you've got some clock pieces that would represent Christmas ornaments. You've got a little deer, you've got like a candy cane perch, and all the fun pieces. There are 17 cutting dies in this one as well. And just lots of fun elements that can add on to this Cuckoo Cottage. And so we're going to work with the Cuckoo Cottage. I also have the Cuckoo Cottage sentiments that I forgot to show you, but we'll bring one in the end and add it to our card. I was thinking, where do I start with this? And I thought, well, let's start at the beginning. Let's just take the Cuckoo Cottage set, if you were to just order it, and work with it. And so that's what we're going to do. I will not use all of the elements. I'm going to scale it down a little bit. But I've got the base for the cuckoo, and I'm going to bring in some blue cardstock from Spellbinders, and I think I used Cascade and another color. I don't know. Now I did take and die cut out on some double-sided sticky the decorative elements for the house, but it didn't work. So I went ahead and die cut it out again without any sticky backing on it. It was just the sticky sheet I had was too sticky and I couldn't get it pulled out. So I'm just going to start with just regular paper. I'm going to bring in my acrylic block, and we'll put some glue down on it. And then I'll just kind of drag my real thin cuckoo house outline through it. This will just help me get enough glue on there to get it laid down, and not so much glue that I make a mess out of my little Cuckoo Cottage house. So, and the decorative detail looks really pretty on there. It really adds to it, makes it, dimensional. Isn't that pretty? So now we'll start adding some of the bits, and like I said, we're going to stick with just the Cuckoo Cottage elements and get them laid down on there. I brought some blue cardstock in and die cut out like the little cottage roof, like the little eave of the birdhouse, really cute. Now I'm reaching for the shutters and the little hole that our bird would come out of, because I feel like I want to get it laid down and then put my little eave on my house, just so I can make sure I don't cover up my bird. I'm just going to position it here. And then I'm going to bring in my bird, and I do have some of that double-sided sticky on that, so I'm going to be able to lay it down. Now, I die cut it out in some dark blue thinking that my eyes would show through there, but the eyes, they just have debossed detail. They don't really have holes, but the nose has a hole. So I've grabbed just a strip of orange, and I'm going to just stick it on the back of that sticky, and then that will give us our beak. And I think I decided not to even use this backer piece. I thought I don't need it. I'm going to just lay it down here on my little, the little birdhouse, the little hole that's there. And we'll just get our bird laid down on there. Now there is a perch that I can add to the bottom of this. I'm trying to get it to stick. And I'll add that later when I start adding the decorative details. But we're going to get this little bird laid down there and get it added to our birdhouse. And just for some extra dimension, we'll put some little foam squares on there and just, push it up. Because those doors are opening and that bird is coming out of that birdhouse, so it definitely would have some dimension. We'll get our little scalloped eave laid on our house, and we're starting to get some cute little detail to it. Now, I've got the, like the frame that sticks up there, so I'm going to have to give it a little bit of a press to get it to stick, because we've got a couple different layers going on there. So we'll just get it pushed down and give it a minute to stick. And doesn't that look cute? It's coming together already. This is a really cute set in and of itself, but if you like all the extra bits and pieces, you're going to probably want some of the add-ons. So this is another decorative element. And I did die cut it out of the piece that had the sticky on the back, so I was able to just stick that right down. And then this is another little perch. This little perch here, you could add, your little farmer and your little farm wife or whatever on there. There's a little gal that's got like a dress and an apron, and then a little guy that's got bibbed overalls. And you could stand them on there if you want. I don't choose to do that. I'm going to keep this really clean and simple today. Now here's our clock face, and we've got some elements that go with it as well. And I thought I was actually missing a piece, and then I realized that I had it on the cream-colored paper that I had the sticker back on. I'll realize that here as I go to put it down on the magnetic sheet. Then I saw my little piece laying there, and I'm like, oh, there's the piece. I don't have to die cut it out again. So just trying to keep track of my bits and pieces. And I did use the sticker element on this, so I'll be able to just stick it right down on there and get it lined up. And then we've got our tiny little clock, the hands of the clock. And we've got the large hand and then the small hand. And we'll get those laid down on our little clock. And I did use the Cosmic Sky cardstock for that, so it'd be a little bit darker than our lighter blue that we've got on there. And I'm just going to make it be 3 o'clock. And so we'll get our little arms laid down there on the 3 o'clock hour. And they're sticking to my gluey fingers. So there we go. We're going to get our clock face added to our little cuckoo clock. I'm going to bring in just a little bit of foam tape. Go ahead and pop up that clock face just for some extra dimension. And get it positioned on there. I think I put it on there that I move it up a little bit. There we go. Now, as I said, I'm going to keep this one simple because we are going to have videos to follow in which we add all of the bells and the whistles to it. But I wanted to show you this particular die set kind of in and of itself. Now, I want to make it fit on an A2 size card base, and these pendulums and the weights are actually longer than what I need, so I'm going to talk about there. Now, I've got this piece on there upside down, and I kept looking at it thinking something's wrong, something's wrong. The circle piece is actually how you make this thing swing. If you put a circle foam on the back of your cuckoo clock, and then you stick this circle piece around your foam circle, the pendulum will swing if you want it to. I'm going to keep working on this and get my decorative pieces laid down on my weights. Here's the weight, and it's kind of got like a little decorative piece. I'm going to lay it on there, and then we've got the chain on the other side. And then this, I'm even going to layer this up. And I'm still thinking, this doesn't look right. Something is wrong. And I just keep going. And then all of a sudden, the lights come on and I'm like, oh, I know what I've done wrong, and I'll fix it. So sometimes I can't see the forest for the trees, and this is one of those times. So I'm going to grab some more pieces here. I've got, these are like little ledges where different birds could perch, or you could perch, other add-on pieces to this. And this is a little decorative element here. And we've got 3 of them. We've got one on each side of the clock, and then we've got a perch that's going to go right underneath where I have my bird laid. And I have used the Cosmic Sky cardstock for that, and we're just going to get that 3rd one laid down. And it's like where our bird would be, perching there at the window, the cuckoo clock window. And here I'm going to add a little dot to this. And fortunately, I used the sticker for that base circle. So when I realize that I've got this incorrect, I'm looking at the packaging now, and I'm like, this is it. This is where I realize I've done this incorrectly, I think. And so since I used that sticker for those other layers, I can pull it off. So here's where I'm going to realize it, and we'll flip it over, peel it off, and I'll move it. So fortunately, I used that sticker, so it wasn't glue and it didn't tear. I could just pop it right off. Now, if you had a foam circle there in the middle of that, you could make the pendulum swing back and forth. I'm not choosing to do that. And this is how it should go. You've got the little weight on the bottom of it, and then then the circle thing on it. This is how it goes. And if, like I said, if you would use a foam circle, it could swing on there. But I'm not choosing to do that. And I think this is pretty much all we're going to do with our elements. I didn't bring in the little farmer or his wife for it. I just kept it really clean and simple, just like a plain cuckoo clock with a cuckoo bird coming out of the hole. And I think it's simple, yet you get a good feel for the cuckoo clock. And I'm going to, I've got this embossed panel here that we're going to use for a background, and we're going to get our cuckoo laid down on there. I'm shortening the chains on there just so that they stay within the card panel. And then I think I go ahead and grab some of that creamy cardstock that I use to detail the house out with. Yes, I do. And I'm going to layer it down, and we'll just bring that color back in and just add a layer. And you can see that panel was kind of crumpled up. I don't know, it just had been laid aside and kind of got crumpled up. So it was perfect to put underneath this embossed panel so you wouldn't see the, where the paper had bent or whatever. And that way we're not wasting a piece of cardstock. Making sure I've got my card in the right direction, and we'll get our little birdhouse laid down on here. And I'm just gluing it up. And we'll just get it laid down on our card base. And I think it looks really pretty. I like the creaminess with the blues. I think it looks really pretty. Now, I failed to show the Better Press plate that goes with it that has all the cuckoo sentiments on it. I don't think I showed that. If I did, I have forgotten. But I'm going to put wishing you a timeless birthday. So I'll have a nice birthday card, and the sentiment goes very nicely with the cuckoo clock. So that'll finish up our cuckoo clock. Stay tuned. I'll have some other cuckoo videos. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.